what do you think? What do you think equality is?
Quality, like amongst humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like treating everyone with that like a normal human being. Most of the time, we get stuff attached to it. Like if I said there's a woman walking down the street, if each of us like describe what it looked like, it would probably be different. But if I said there's a human called woman down the street, the first thing you hear is human. And so usually people look at them as like a person rather than what they've been taught or thought of throughout their lives, whether good or bad or indifferent. And so I think it's more just making sure that everyone's treated respectfully, fairly.
What do you think about student equality?
Like, I'm for it? Is that what you're asking? Or like,
Explain what you think it is.
like if there's student equality on our campus, what that looks like?
Mm-hmm.
People treating each other like they're human beings. People caring about each other, helping each other out. Because if you think of it as like, I always relate it to like 4-year-olds on the playground. If you took 2 4-year-olds and stuck them on the playground who had never met each other, they'll run up to each other and be like, all right, let's play. You can be the unicorn and I'll be the fairy. And they like run around and play and do a bunch of stuff, right? They don't care what they look like, what they've done, anything like that. It's usually when the parents, friends, brother, sister, cousin, niece, nephew, uncle, grandma, grandpa says, don't hang out with them because ... And whatever that ... is what messes us up. So like if there's student equality, it's where people kind of treat each other like they're 4-year-olds on the playground where they don't see that type of stuff. They see each other as a human. And if they didn't want to play with someone and you ask them why not, they say, because they were mean, because they hurt me, because they didn't want to play with me. Like there's real reasons why.
What new rules would be good for more equality at the school, or standards that you would add?
Standards, it's I'd help people try and see that stuff has happened throughout your life to make you think a certain way. It's the easiest way it's called hegemony, the way to control a population without the use of force. The best way I can describe it is through like jingles. Like if I said ba da ba ba ba, people know I'm loving it. Or if I said Red Robin, yum, or the learner in row is the way to go. Call 977-1900. Like, I don't have my mom's number memorized, but like I know the number to a lawyer because they've been teaching me over and over again through commercials, through jingles, a certain way. And so the same thing has happened to us by our friends and family saying stuff like women are, men are, men are, men are, men are, blacks are, whites are, whites are, Asians are, Asians are, whatever. Now, whatever that's filled in, whether it's a positive thing, a negative thing, a lot of times we've been told and taught some of this stuff. And when you start to realize that, you start to kind of see the world in a little bit of a different way. And so when people start seeing the word human instead, like instead of saying that's a woman, it's a human called woman, or instead of that's a white person, that's a human called white. Because the only reason we have those is because that's just what we've labeled people as. And so if people kind of change that standard and thought, it can into like, I'm going to see people as humans rather than these multiple different things that I've been told or taught throughout my life. Does that make sense? That are like in the negative fashion.
Mm-hmm. We have one more question to ask.
Okay.
Can you give some examples on how you see equality each day?
Yeah. A lot of it's through like conversation and interactions with people. I see conversations like at lunch where people are just ask people to come over and hang out. I've seen it in interactions with like teachers and staff with students, and also just teachers and staff together. They're asking those questions. They're seeing, even though someone might have been a jerk 18 times, they're still being kind to them. They're still treating them the same as they're treating somebody else. And so that's the way I always look at it, because every single one of us has made mistakes. And if we only look at that one mistake and that's it, then everyone looks like the worst human in the world. If I take my worst quality and you just focus on that, or the one time I messed up, well, I've messed up many, many times, but if you look at one time I messed up and that's all anyone knew about, then you would think I'm the worst person. And so it's looking at that, learning from those mistakes, and still treating people as their normal human beings, because everyone's had that. We all laugh, cry in the same language. We all bleed the same color. And so when you see and interact with people with that mindset, it's a lot easier to have those conversations that we see around campus.